He looks amazing. Oh my god, all of his
being addicted to prescription fentanyl. So, since I'm not monetized yet, I'll be actually saying fentanyl and not censoring it. I hope that by not censoring this medication, I'll be emphasizing the impact it has on my life. Because by censoring it, I'll be minimizing the impact and severity of this situation. First of all, I would like to clarify that I'm on this medication because I had a tumor on my neck. It was a desmoid tumor the size of a baseball on the back of my neck, which caused me severe pain. Fentanyl is usually prescribed to cancer patients going through a lot of pain with the treatment and also the tumor affecting nerves and muscles. Cancer is a very painful thing to go through, so by utilizing things like fentanyl, morphine, hydromorphone, things like that, it helps decrease the pain and improves the quality of life of a cancer patient. I also want to clarify that when I say addicted to fentanyl, I mean completely chemical and in my body. I am chemically addicted to this medication, and if I don't take it, I go through withdrawals. For me personally, I'm on fentanyl. It's a patch, and it comes in a packaging like this. I open it, and I stick it onto a place on my body, and for me, that's my chest. How it works is it goes through your body, through the patch, and it usually goes in a lot slower than taking a pill, for example. I'm also on morphine, and that's for any breakthrough pain that I have that the fentanyl doesn't, cover. I also want to note that using fentanyl prescribed for pain, severe pain, or something of that sort is completely different than fentanyl addiction that's on the streets. It's a lot different, but it is the same medication.
Somewhat, because a lot of the fentanyl on the street is also cut, and a lot of times it's cut with xylazine, which I've explained in previous things. How that in itself is a huge issue, but yeah, no, she's getting the prescription patches. That's like straight pharmaceutical, been like rigorously tested.
There's going to be multiple parts in this video. The first part is the context. The second part is how it affects me. The third part is going to be about my thoughts and also
18 minutes,
how long I might be on this prescription. So this is the first part.
It's gonna take a long time to wean down. Might need to get on like
in 2023,
methadone or Suboxone.
I was diagnosed with a desmoid tumor. Online, I usually say I had cancer. It is so similar to cancer because it acts exactly the same, but is neither benign nor malignant. It basically grows super fast, so it can't be benign, and it's not cancerous, so it can't be malignant. The reason why I said I had cancer is because of the survival rate of the tumor I had. Because it was on my neck, it could have easily stopped airflow to my body, and I could have died. And it was very, very large. So when I say that I had cancer is more so that people can quickly understand what I went through, because my experience is typical to a cancer patient's, because I was on chemotherapy, and also I had a very high chance I would not survive.
Prescribed
so that's the main reason why I say that I had cancer, and just to clear that up basically. But in videos like this, where it's more long form and I'm explaining more of my experience basically, I want to be more transparent, honest about my medical stuff, despite this being a public place. I choose to share this information with you guys so that it might help or bring some awareness to the subject. So because of my tumor, it was on a lot of nerves and muscles that was giving me extreme amount of pain. I've been on oxycodone, morphine, hydromorphone, fentanyl, and probably
had her
a
all
lot more.
cycled on
So
all
those
sorts
are
of
the
different
medications
opioids.
I've been on that are controlled substances. I also take muscle relaxers and lidocaine patches. These are the medications that help me throughout my journey with
probably
the
take something
tumor.
like pregabalin or gabapentin for the nerve stuff too.
And it's constant. It doesn't end. It doesn't get better. It's just constantly painful. And because of that, I need a medication that provides me relief completely throughout the day, 24 hours in the day. And before I was taking long-acting hydromorphone, but that became unavailable to get at pharmacies. So they put me on fentanyl to help with my long-acting pain relief. So basically I have the fentanyl patch, I put it on, and then in 3 days I have to put a new one on. And I put it somewhere in my body, I put it on my chest, and it will give me some of that pain relief throughout those 3 days. And it's really
It's slow
important to have
release,
pain
and
relief
so
because in the morning I wake up in a lot of pain since
what
I haven't had
a lot of people do that get these patches illicitly, well, they'll end up like cutting them and doing things that allows it to be more immediate release. And but yeah, it's obviously not the proper way to do it. I'm not even gonna go into explaining how. But yeah, done properly, it's a very effective medication for like chronic pain for cancer patients
my
especially.
morphine at night. So the morphine I use is usually to help with breakthrough pain
Yeah,
and
for like something
also
that's like
with any
immediate,
like pain that I get that's not covered by the fentanyl. So what I mean by
because eventually you develop a certain tolerance to. While they're both opiates and everything, like you kind of got to cycle do different things every now and then because eventually your body gets used to like the same opiate being introduced, and it stops being as effective as it was, in the beginning.
that
So
is that I take
it
the
helps to
morphine
add
when I have any
adjuncts
extra pain
like
or if
like
I
morphine
feel
or
like I
whatever.
need to. For example, sometimes I go through morphine withdrawals and sometimes I just need to take it. I think that fentanyl has helped me out immensely with my pain, and I will always be thankful for fentanyl because of that reason. Because all of those days when I was in a lot of
Mm.
pain, I would take fentanyl and it would make me feel so much better, and I would be able to have a better quality of life. And that's the most important.
Yeah, that, and also the euphoria, like any other opioid. But I wonder if she's had the experience yet of having to quit, because she's like assuming she's beat the cancer, she's gonna eventually have to be tapered off of it. And when she goes through that,
Thing in
that's a whole
having a
nother
tumor
experience.
like I had was having a good quality of life and being able to do the
But yeah,
things you do
that's the
every
trade off
day.
ultimately.
I was actually put on fentanyl only about a year ago, I would say, and ever since then I've been using it. But it's very, very hard to get it at the pharmacy, so I have to go
Yeah,
to my hospital to
because of the stigma, usually. Like, so pharmacies won't carry it. Well, the stigma, and because pharmacies don't want to get robbed, too. So,
go and pick it up because a lot of times they don't have it in stock, they don't have it like available, and it's very hard to get it. So I usually
yeah,
go, I have to travel from where I live to my hospital, which is about an hour and a half away, and I have to do that once a month,
it's
which is a
probably
little
United
bit annoying,
States.
but like I
Yeah.
think it's worth it because I really need this medication. I'm not saying that fentanyl was a bad part of my journey. I'm not saying it didn't help me. It completely helped me, and I really, really am grateful for that. I do want to talk about some negative parts about being on fentanyl
Yeah, there we
that I
go.
feel
Yeah,
like
you
some
gotta
people
mention
would value having the awareness of. And I think it's really important to be transparent about this medication. I'm not going to say it's completely
facts.
amazing, it's great. I'm not going to say that.
Yeah,
This is the second part of the
good.
video, how it affects my daily life. So if you're coming from my video on TikTok, this is kind of the long form version
Might
of what
slow
I
you down a
posted.
bit.
Being on fentanyl
Probably
and
tired
being
a lot.
addicted to it chemically means I go through withdrawals. And that's really, really important to show
Wait, how? Well, okay.
how it
Let
affects
her.
me. Because if I miss even just a day or two of being on this
Oh, yeah.
medication, then I go through serious withdrawals that affect my quality of life completely. It almost feels like I'm a fish out of water, but I don't understand that I need water. So it's very painful. Like it feels like I'm drowning, but it also feels like I'm missing something that I need so desperately.
Yeah, it sounds like she's never had to go through the full experience of like. She's probably been prescribed this for a while and continues to need it or something. I wonder. I don't know. Doctors at some point will cut you off for whatever reason, but I mean, like she was saying, it's not benign or malignant. But I don't know.
I can't like
Let her
wrap
explain.
my head around what I need in that moment because I know it's chemical. I need my prescription. So it's not
You
even
need your
like being
fix.
hully. It's not even like
It's
thinking of
ultimately
the
what it
act of
is.
putting on my medication. It's
Yeah.
literally just wanting something that I don't have and it's painful. I end up staying in my chair. I sometimes can't even get out of bed, but I
Yeah.
stay in my chair
That's
at
withdrawal.
my PC and I think to
Okay, so
myself,
she's just explaining
I
withdrawal right
can't
now.
move. I can't
Like,
do
this is
anything.
basic
It feels
opiate
almost
withdrawal.
like my body has so much weight to it, and it feels like I can't even move a muscle. I end up
Or
staring at
you
my
feel
phone,
like
just
your
doing whatever I feel like I have the energy to do,
bones
and
feel like glass,
I can't even
muscles
post a
ache.
video. I can't even edit a video. I can't even answer
You can't
phone
do
calls,
anything.
answer emails. I'm literally stuck in this state where I can't think, where I feel no energy, and I feel just defeated. So I end up just sitting in my chair the whole day, looking on social media, just doom scrolling, just that
The fact
anything
that
that I
she's
have the
going
energy
through
to do.
this level of withdrawal, though, means that she's running out of medication. I'm not, I don't know if early or not, but it means she's running out of it before she's getting it refilled. And I don't know if whether that's an issue of, like, how she mentioned her having to go to the hospital to pick it up, but she can still get her morphine from the prescription or from pharmacy. That's plenty available in pretty much all pharmacies. So I don't know.
At
Wonder
that
what she's
time,
not
and it's hard for me to make food for
saying, maybe.
myself. It's hard for me to even go to the bathroom, for example, and it's just like so
Yes,
tiring
this
and
is withdrawal.
painful. I sit there for
Okay.
terrible and go through
Yes.
that, and on top of that, I'm experiencing when I'm off of it, I get extreme amounts of pain. So
Yeah, that's rebound pain. Yeah.
I sit there just immense.
That's one of the things that also kind of keeps you addicted too, because if you're prescribed it in the first place for pain, when you're going through withdrawal and you're experiencing that rebound pain, it's like doubly worse because you're not sure if it's just the pain or if it's the pain of the withdrawal, but it's a little bit of both. They kind of intensify each other. So
Amount of pain that's constant, never ending, and being in withdrawals, I can't move, I can't do anything, is
like being on
so
opiates in general
horrible.
makes you
I
more sensitive
don't
to
wish that
pain,
on my worst
ironically,
enemy. And
or
the worst part
paradoxically.
is that I can't even explain this to people. I can't even explain, oh yeah, I'm on fentanyl and I was withdrawing, so I couldn't do anything that day. If someone asks, oh, why didn't you pick up the
'Cause of the
phone? I don't want to
stigma.
say
Yeah.
I was in immense suffering. Like, that's crazy. Like, oh, why didn't you hang out with me the other day? I was suffering. I was immensely suffering. Like,
I
that's
was
not
in
something you
withdrawal.
would
Yeah,
really
it's not
tell
fun to.
someone or explain to someone. And it's very, very
It's all because
isolating
of the
going through
stigma,
this
dude.
alone. Like,
Yeah.
I have to just fight this battle by myself because most people won't understand ever this feeling that I get being in these withdrawals. It is the most painful thing ever
She's.
because
I don't know if she realizes she's just describing being an addict. Like, it doesn't matter that it's because because it's on pharmaceuticals that she's prescribed. She's ultimately she's exhibiting addictive behavior.
I feel so alone and isolated. And I just wish for someone to understand what I'm going through. And this is like partly the reason why I'm making this video is because I
So
want
this is
people to
very new to
understand
her.
this is the reality
I
of being on a
imagine.
medication like this.
Clearly
And
very young.
I don't want to
So
be suffering through this alone anymore. I want to put this out there because what if another person is feeling the way I felt, like going through this alone, not being able to tell anybody, and they see my video and they realize that people go through this too. Like, people go through something that most people in their life don't have to face. There's someone else going through it.
you'd be surprised. I feel like this is her first time going through this. Because there are a lot of people who have dealt with this, homegirl. It's just not everybody did it with fentanyl. Like, there are a lot of people who have dealt with opiate withdrawal. Just fentanyl might be one of the more severe ones.
Too. I post videos about these topics
The good thing about it, though, it's shorter. It's a shorter withdrawal.
because when I go through them, where are these videos? Where are these videos to help me not feel alone? I decided to be the change that I
They're not on YouTube. You're
need. And I think
they're all over the
that's
place.
why I started making videos like this, because I want
This
to
girl
help
could
people.
benefit.
But my quality of life when I go through these withdrawals are terrible.
It's noble.
And
Whatever.
I almost feel like I'm not even a human, and I'm lacking, and I'm so shameful of myself. Because think about it, cleaning.
That's the opposite of how you're gonna feel when the euphoria is when you're going through the euphoria of the high that comes with opiate use. You eventually experience the opposite of that, and that's everything she's describing here. When you're going through withdrawal, you get that self-loathing, that
Your room,
depression,
making
and
food for yourself,
yeah.
those are morally neutral things. Doing those things don't make you a good person. Not doing those things don't make you a bad person.
What is
So, why do I feel so shameful not being able to do those things
because you're in withdrawal and you're in your head. There's a lot.
when I know
This
in
girl
my
needs
I know
a
in my
substance abuse
head
counselor.
those are morally neutral things. It doesn't make me a good
That is
person to
not
clean
me.
my room. But why does it feel so awful when my room's messy and I can't do it? And why do I feel so shameful that I can't? But it's not.
Yeah,
It's
you keep
just
doing that.
you have to be kinder to yourself, and I have to be kinder to myself to know that I didn't clean my room because I'm going through something very, very painful and scary, and at least I can be kind to myself to do those things. And when I
And where's she
finally
going from
do,
here?
it's almost like I'm putting myself back together. As I'm putting away my clothes, as I'm cleaning my area, cleaning my dishes, I feel
I
like I'm
wonder
putting myself back together when I
how
couldn't.
many
I'm taking care
times
of my past
she's
self that
fully
couldn't do
gone through
those
withdrawal.
things. And telling myself that I will do these things for issues. You're taking care of yourself as someone who is now able to do that and being kind to yourself in the past. Telling yourself that when you feel good, I was
Okay,
under
where's she going?
so much stress in order to pick up my medication,
Okay,
and I
what's she
didn't know what
talking
to
about here?
see,
Hold
which
on.
is creating that space by taking care of yourself afterwards.
Okay, what's this?
The other downside is when
Here
I'm
we go.
running out of my fentanyl
This is
and
what I
I
was
have
curious
to go
about.
pick it up at the pharmacy, which is my hospital pharmacy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really stressful because in the past, sometimes I wasn't able to pick it up and I was going through withdrawals and I was
Why?
under so much stress in order to pick up my medication and I didn't know what to do. I don't have someone to pick it up for me.
Wonder if she had like a breakdown or something at the hospital. People will do that, especially if they've never had to completely like detox off of it. And it sounds like she's in a cycle of withdrawal and use, withdrawal and use, withdrawal and use, even though it is for pharmaceutical purposes.
I have to pick it up myself. I'm completely independent. I am so stressed because I'm going through what I explained before, those withdrawal symptoms, and now I have no ways of feeling better. And I sometimes didn't even know how I'm going to get there, how I'm going to pick it up, if the pharmacy will even have it. The reason why I started going to my hospital was because there were so many instances of me not being able to pick it up at my regular pharmacy, and I would experience such crazy withdrawals, and I was so under so much stress because I didn't know how to get them. I didn't know what to do. I can't even explain the amount of trauma I went through trying to get my prescription and not being able to get it because I had nobody. I don't really
There's something she's not telling, I feel like. I'm not suspicious of anything really, but like, I feel like she's leaving out a little bit of info.
really want to talk about that because I don't want it to just be a complete pity party about that. But I do want to say that was another part of stress I had to go through with my prescription. Those are the main things I struggle with
To be fair, that is, what you're going to deal with when you're dealing with the American healthcare system. So
fentanyl medication. And I feel like it's very, very important to talk about not only the good parts about it, but the bad parts. Here's the third part, my thoughts about fentanyl and also will I ever get off of it. So
okay,
I've been on
you're answering
multiple
most of my
treatments
questions.
for my tumor. I've been on some of the more experimental treatments and chemotherapy. Chemotherapy worked the best for me, and I've been on 3 chemotherapy sessions.
Interesting.
And honestly, I don't want to go back on chemo. I don't. But I know I will eventually have to because my tumor, it just continues to grow. It's at a point where it's manageable now, and I don't really need to do chemo unless it becomes more painful and bigger. But right now, I'm kind of in that weird position. So, because my
It
tumor
sucks.
is
So it
never going
seems
to
like she
disappear,
does
it's
need
only going
it
to get smaller, but then
indefinitely.
bigger and bigger again. I will always be on some sort of pain medicine, whether it be fentanyl, morphine, whatever future medications I'll be on. I went to the pain doctor recently and I asked
Sucks.
them, will I always be
Well,
on these medications? And they didn't want to say it, but I knew kind of what they meant. They kind of said that as my pain gets better, I'll be on less. As my pain gets worse, I'll still be on it. But they
they'll
didn't
be
want to say for
fluctuating.
sure that I'll never be on it again.
I mean, there's medications coming out that they're looking pretty hopeful for possible treatment of both addiction and pain medication. So, I mean,
So the thing is, that's the reality of it. I'm going to be on these medications as long as I have pain, as long as I have this tumor. And that's literally in the air. I don't know. I don't know if it'll go away completely or if it'll get bigger again that I have to get more chemo. We don't know. We don't know. And that's scary. And I'll continue to use fentanyl as long as I'm in pain. But as of now, I don't see myself getting off of it. My thoughts
I
about
think
fentanyl are only about the medication and nothing about substance abuse. I have never once abused fentanyl because I am so
still you're in a cycle of use and withdrawal, which is not fun. You're still exhibiting addictive behavior. Doesn't change it.
so scared of not being able to be on this medication
That's part of the addiction.
because I am only able to function because of this medication. And if
Again, another part of the dependence.
there is any chance that it can
I'm
be
not giving her
gone,
shit
I
for
won't
it,
have it
but
and I will be in pain, I will make sure that I will always be able to use this and not ruin my chances. I honestly have never once thought to
going on
use
over
another
here.
patch. I never once thought to use more to get myself in a different state
All
of
right,
mind
before I get
because
completely bored
I
and want to get
use
off.
it purely to survive. So, my experience is being chemically
Girl,
addicted, and I hope you
I
guys
use it
understand with my explanation, and hopefully, it brings some awareness and
purely. Come on, even when I was using it pharmaceutically, I was loving it too. Anyway,